One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. Let us look at the top stories in the news. President Hichilema graces Communix Exposition. Kenyan company to put up hydropower station in Lunta district. Tick-borne disease breaks out in Chiwombo district. Plus 2024 Kaza Tourism Summit underway in Livingstone. While with the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Mulea. President Hakainde Hichilema says the Copperbelt province is transitioning into a phenomenal economic hub. The president has meanwhile explained that his government is focused on creating a robust industrial sector which can enhance the country's position in the global market. The head of state said this during the 68th Copperbelt Mining, Agriculture, Industrial and Trade Expo in Kitwe, held under the theme Unlocking Opportunities for Growth. More in the following report.
Industrialization is a key driver and plays a crucial role in the socio-economic development of a country. President Hakainde Hichilema is alive to this fact, hence his commitment to creating a robust industrial sector on the Copperbelt which can enhance the country's position in the global market. The head of state said this during the 68th Copperbelt Mining, Agriculture, Industrial and Trade Expo in Kitwe, held under the theme Unlocking Opportunities for Growth.
The mining sector is poised to grow in a phenomenal way. Abena Kopala. Nomba tufire twabomba tubombeshe wangu to exploit these opportunities. The Copperbelt is on a revival path, Mr. Chairman. As I was going through the stands, I see some people cheerful. I said, those are my colleagues. Others are looking down. I said, why are you looking down? You must look up. You must be cheerful. Copperbelt is back in the Champions League.
This year's expo, attended by 145 exhibitors, showcased the technological advancements in the agriculture and mining sectors.
Your Excellency, Copperbelt is highly dependent on a mining sector that is revived. And you can see the squalor as we took over, Your Excellency, but now smiles are coming back because suppliers are being paid, for example, from Mopani, and we know that Shaft 28 will create jobs. Mopani itself, Your Excellency, announced that they will be employing over 400 people just this time that they have come back to life.
The head of state took time to visit exhibition stands of both commercial and small-scale exhibitors who are all contributing positively to the economic development of the country.
Your presence here shows the importance that you attach to growing the economy by encouraging and sharing with the exhibitors as well as our partners of the show society.
The head of state was on the Copperbelt on a 2-day working visit. Kalan Muchima reporting for Zanis, Kitwe.
Thank you so much for that report, Kalan Muchima. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema has called on the church to work with the government and help address the many challenges that the country is currently facing, such as the high cost of living, among others. President Hichilema says the government is doing everything possible to ensure that the issues such as the high cost of living and advancing the fight against corruption are addressed in the shortest possible time, but that there is a need for the church to be part of the journey. President Hichilema said the church should also continue preaching the word of love and peace and not promoting hate speech, which he says has potential to divide the country. The head of state said this today when he met the clergy from all the 10 districts of the Copperbelt province held at the Oasis of Love Ministries Church in Kitwe. And speaking at the same event, Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo thanked the church for its role of supporting the government by offering advances and solutions to the many challenges the country has been faced with. And Kitwe Pastors Fellowship Chairperson Radi Lewila says the church on the Copperbelt province supports the government's commitment to developing the country through different interventions it has been implementing.
It's so powerful.
I invite the church to work with this your government to tackle all challenges that stand in our way. We know where we are going, but things stand in it. But God will give us collectively, the government, central, local, the church, civil society, the people of Zambia, everywhere, 10 provinces. God will give us sufficient collective wisdom to tackle these challenges. That's the positivity we must carry. Absolutely. So, I stand here to say, let us work together. Continue this good work. When you organize, see, leadership is seen for many through the eyes, what the eyes see. But for some of us, when the eyes are seeing what we're seeing, we know a lot of leadership went into this process. I'm repeating a little bit. But let's work together. Let's keep this country together. One of your points there was to say, let's not scatter the people. Let's gather them. You have a friend in us. And when we see sometimes citizens focus on dismantling rather than building, I say, no, that's not the way. Let's build. Let's teach where there's a patch. Let's not preach hatred, for heaven's sake.
My fathers, my mothers in the Lord, for standing this government all the way from day one up to today, for praying for the president, for encouraging me as your son, for advising me as your son, all the way. I want to confess that we have been moving side by side the church every time, and that we should not take this for granted.
We are here to acknowledge and commend your government's positive and impressive achievements scored by the New Dawn administration to better the lives of all Zambians. We are there to see, and we can attest to that. Number one, employing over 40,000 teachers and 15,000 health workers. These are commendable. We are able to see for that.
And earlier, President Hakainde Hichilema attended the 67th Copperbelt Agriculture Mining Industrial Networking Enterprise Caminex breakfast sponsored by Barrick Lumwana Mine. And speaking during the breakfast, Barrick Lumwana Mine Country Director Anthony Malenga says the mine plans to double its copper production by the end of the decade from the estimated 240,000 tons to 450,000 tons of copper by 2031. Mr. Malenga adds that the estimated increase of the copper production is due to the conducive mining environments that the government has created for investors in the sector. He said since 2019, Lumwana has contributed $3 billion United States dollars to the Zambian economy in form of royalties, taxes, salaries, and the procurement of goods and services for the local business. He said this has made Zambia become one of the best copper mine distributions in the world. Mr. Malenga noted that the mine has a number of social corporate responsibility programs, and among them, sponsoring the Caminex presidential breakfast. Mr. Malenga has further revealed that about 150 contractors will be equipped with ideas on how to grow and understand enterprises and remain sustainable.
Your Excellency, with the potential embedded in its growth portfolio, Barrick Gold Corporation plans to double its copper production by the end of the decade and continue to increase to an estimated 1 billion pounds or 450,000 tons of copper by 2031. The pre-feasibility study on the Lumwana Super Pit expansion is projected to deliver a potential of 240,000 tons of copper production per annum from a 50 million ton process plant over a 6-year life of mine. Your Excellency, since 2019, Lumwana has contributed $3 billion to the Zambian economy in the form of royalties, taxes, salaries, and procurement of goods and services from local businesses. Local procurement of $472 million in 2023 made up of 81% of the total spend for Lumwana.
Very, very grateful for them hosting us. Please feel free, and you are all most welcome. Thank you.
Well, on the other hand, House of Chiefs Chairperson Chief Nkambo says the traditional leadership has observed steady progress in the country's economic development. And Chief Nkambo has explained that President Hakainde Hichilema has shown resilience in the face of economic challenges stemming from the country's debt situation.
Luanshya, a district that was left to die for 23 years, is slowly coming back to life. In a space of 1 month, President Hakainde Hichilema has visited the district twice in his efforts of ensuring that their district reawakens economically. In April, the president was in Luanshya to witness the lowering of a customized pump into Shaft 28, which is flooded with 170 million cubic meters of water. On Tuesday, the president was once again in Luanshya for 2 assignments, being to officially commission the dewatering process of the mine following successive pump testings. And to officially commission the Sinuzan Vocational College of Science and Technology, constructed by CNMC, which will offer advanced training courses to its employees and ordinary citizens to enhance effective mining as well as skills transfer.
We want a China model where every province has an economy, and people in that province are only focusing on driving the economy of that province. That's what we should do. Then you create the jobs in the province.
CNMC Chairman Xi Jinping said the college has already been equipped with cutting-edge technology, such as the state-of-the-art 3D additive printing and laser engraving equipment.
The theme of the forum today aligns perfectly with the vision to expand Zambia's copper industry by adopting high technologies across the entire value chain, from mining and processing to distribution. Let me assure you that China will be side by side with our brothers and sisters in Zambia every step of the way.
House of Chiefs, through its chairman, Chief Nkambo, says the economy of Luanshya in Zambia is slowly taking shape under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema.
The Luanshya that I'm looking at today is quite different from the one that we used to see in the recent past. Economic activities that were dead are coming back to life at a speedy rate. And this brings a lot of hope and encouragement to us because it's a positive sign. And it's a promising a lot of job opportunities to our young people.
Zambia and China have pledged to deepen cooperation in the mining industry, as well as improve mineral resources and development and utilization. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Luanshya.
Now, Information and Media Permanent Secretary Thabo Kawana has urged the media and the public in general to accord hospitalized Petauke Central Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Banda, some privacy and avoid spreading false information about his hospitalizations. Mr. Kawana says the government has noted with concern the increasing false reports in the public, including his family members, about the condition of the lawmaker, which he says are a complete opposite of Mr. Banda's condition. The permanent secretary, who was speaking at Mainasoko Military Hospital alongside his Home Affairs and Internal Security counterpart, Dickson Matembo, shortly after visiting Mr. Banda, assured that the government is concentrating on ensuring that the lawmaker fully recovers from his traumatic experience. Meanwhile, Home Affairs and Internal Security Permanent Secretary Dickson Matambo added that the false information circulating about Mr. Banda has attracted the attention of cooperating partners who have since visited him to establish the facts against the reports. Mr. Matambo says the motive for spreading the falsehood, especially by Mr. Banda's family members, is not known, but that the government intends to get to the bottom of it. And the Patauke Central lawmaker is believed to have disappeared and abandoned his car in Lusaka's Ibex Hill area in what appeared to be an abduction case and was found on Monday 27th May in Kafue.
I want to repeat that this must now be treated as a private matter to allow the honorable member to rest, to recuperate, so that he's given the privacy that he deserves. Because I think the whole issue was about him missing and people fearing that he's been abducted and so on. But now that we have passed that episode, let's give him chance, let's give him privacy, let's give him room, let's allow him to heal. I just wanted to make it very clear to the nation that there's been this persistent misinformation being peddled in the media by interested groups, including the opposition and other individuals, peddling misinformation. I think you have seen that they have also gone to an extent of photoshopping photos and displaying them as photos that are depicting that those photos are actually the legs or feet of the Honorable J.J. Banda, and that he was tortured and they are showing a lot of wounds and so on. I want to make it very clear that the honorable member's feet or any part of his body is very intact. There is no physical injury on any part of his body. Even his feet are as smooth as that of a baby. It's just straightforward, nice feet like that. And it is unfortunate that one of our senior citizens in this country, the Honorable Sakuba Scotta State Council, took a swipe and made a comment based on those photos. But it is good also to state that this morning the lawyer, Honorable Sakuba Scotta State Council, had an opportunity to come and visit the Honorable J. Banda in his capacity as the legal counsel. So he had an opportunity to come and see his client, and he has seen for himself. He's also been seen by a psychiatrist, as was stated yesterday by the hospital, that are engaging also the services of a psychiatrist. It's all part of the total package. You know, they had to do the vitals. After checking the vitals, they had to do the imageries, getting the brain scan, CT scan, x-rays and so on. And from there, looking at the trauma of what he went through, it is important that also services of a psychiatrist.
This issue for our Honorable JJ Banda, the fact that it had gone viral internationally, it also was a concern, caused concern to the cooperating partners. And the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Honorable Jack Jacobo Mwimbu, MP, had met or had an audience with the cooperating partners. As we are talking now, the cooperating partners are upstairs in the hospital to compare the notes of what was said and what they are able to see. We want to urge our citizens that let's be careful. It doesn't matter the status of a person that they may give right information. We just have to be careful and be critical to some of the information, wrong information that we are being fed as citizens, because we don't know the motive, but it's important that for us to maintain peace, unity, law and order, we should be critical to some of the information that we are being given.
And our Kenyan-based power company, in partnership with Zambian companies, has been marked to develop a hydropower station in Kalungwishi River in Lunte district. Virunga Power Company from Kenya, and Hydroelectric Power and Wukota Limited of Zambia plan to put up a power station that will produce between 20 to 30 megawatts of power. And Sylvia Zulu reports that Armitage Environmental and Social Consulting Executive Director Armitage Nyundo, whose firm was engaged to undertake feasibility studies, says the project is expected to start next year.
This team from Chipili and Chilonga Hydropower Project has visited Lunte to hold consultative meetings with various stakeholders in the district. The team plans to set up a hydropower station that will produce between 20 and 30 megawatts of power to supply the district. Armitage Environmental and Social Consulting Company conducted a feasibility study as its executive director, Armitage Nyundo, outlines the benefits of the project.
It's going to be about $22 million or so, the cost of the project. So that's the value of the materials and everything coming in, which will be coming into the district, to the nation. This road is very important. So the development of this road will allow access from both sides of the river. Currently, you have to get like a canoe to get across. And there's the Kalonde village here is very isolated from any services. So this will allow it to access services on, obviously not your district, but maybe on the other side. They'll have access to this, a better road, a better infrastructure there. Jobs point of view. And the bridge. The bridge is a critical part of the bridge.
Lunte District Commissioner and Chief Mukupakaoma have thanked the team and had this to say.
Let's see how we are going to do your investment in our district. But we are in support. We will still support you. Together with our traditional leaders. Because it's us who are living in this locality who need development. So when we see someone to come and do investment, why should we not support that?
The project, which is expected to be constructed on the Kalungwishi River at a cost of $22 million, is set to commence works next year. Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
Thank you, Sylvia Zulu, for that report. And now, the Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata says the distribution of relief maize is progressing well. Mr. Kamalata has confirmed that all districts in Lusaka Province have received relief maize and have enough stock for distribution. He said this when he monitored the distribution of relief maize in Chalimbana Ward in Chongwe District. Beatrice Fula gives us the details.
Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata has monitored the distribution of relief maize in Chongwe District. Mr. Kamalata says all districts in the province have enough relief maize for distribution. He has assured all earmarked vulnerable households that they will receive the relief maize.
This is Chalimbana Ward. Chalimbana Ward, this is where we are doing. It's a point where also distributing relief maize. His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, declared national disaster in the country. And therefore, we were directed that we should be on the ground to distribute relief maize to the vulnerable. There are so many in Lusaka. We kickstarted the program and it is going on smoothly in all the districts.
Senior Headman Commissioner of Chongwe District says the distribution of relief maize is being conducted in a transparent manner.
The Senior Chieftaincy Commissioner Mukamambo II in particular is very pleased with the way the distribution of relief food is being done. I have not seen any biasness.
Chalimbana Ward's councillor says all stakeholders have been involved to witness the distribution of relief maize in his wards.
Given a guide, upon receiving that guide, we had to call all the headmen in the ward, all the 10 headmen, they come, we had the meeting, all the headmen and also all the CWACs, guiding them on how they're supposed to come up with those lists.
Meanwhile, beneficiaries of relief maize have commended the government for the gesture.
So nyonga zikomo liba president baganda ichilema kuti pamene bachita ivi osati bapitire pamene apa koma enfundizo yawo ipitirire.
Beatrice Infula reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
In Southern Province, Mazabuka District Commissioner Oliver Mulomba says relief maize distribution is so far a success in the district. The district commissioner has further declared the district ready to stand against any disaster due to positive efforts from stakeholders working with the government. Details in the following report.
Since the onset of relief maize distribution, the process has been ongoing smoothly in Mazabuka district. Currently, rural areas are on the receiving end in a partnership of government and the Zambia Red Cross spearheading the program. However, the entire process has been smooth, and government through the District Commissioner Oliver Mulomba has attributed this to a conducive environment with stakeholders.
And do the simulation in an event that we have a disaster. Meaning that even as we are seated here today, we are ready for any of the disaster in the district because of Red Cross. Not only that has come from Red Cross. Red Cross has also fully participated in responses to disasters, on responding to disasters. They have supported disaster victims in different forms by giving them non-food items, even giving them cash to some extent. As government, we appreciate the support we are giving government at all times.
Communities have been reminded not to sell the commodities given to them, but use for home consumption. Kazela Yabwanda, Zanis News in Mazabuka District.
Thank you so much for that report. We now take a break. We have more stories when we return.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss. Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zanis TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back and thank you for still watching. We continue with the news and now in health news. A tick-borne disease causing blood in urine has broken out, killing over 300 animals within a space of 2 weeks in Mukalashi area in Chibombo District, Central Province. Now, according to the affected farmers, the disease, which also causes diarrhea, has affected 26 villages in Chief Liteta's area. The Central Province Minister, Princess Kasune, who led a team of experts to collect blood samples from affected animals, says government will carry out an investigation to identify the disease for possible treatment and prevention interventions. Here is a report.
Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has led a team of experts to investigate a suspected tick-borne disease following reports of an outbreak in Mukilashi area of Chibombo district. The officers from the Department of Livestock collected blood samples from the affected animals. Ms. Kasune, who is also Kembe Member of Parliament, says the investigations will help determine the disease and facilitate interventions to prevent the disease.
And the center part, which can cover the 26 villages for a tipping area. And then secondly, let's find if God being on our side and the resources being there, we can find where we can put a dam. Those are the issues that I wanted to reiterate in this meeting about the challenges we are having with animals.
Central Province Livestock Officer said most diseases affecting animals were due to drought.
Of course, when you have a drought, it means there is no water for the animals. And also the way it is, in fact, even the weather, the temperatures tend to be higher. And because of such, you find that there's an increase in some microorganisms that cause diseases to animals. Okay, now because there's less feed for the animal, less grass, animals tend to graze closer to the ground.
Chief Liteta thanked the minister for the quick action in responding to the suspected tick-borne diseases.
Malwashi akomena ono ururwendo lw'omwenda lw'omusakuno n'amanuna n'omuliwano atubone kwambayi aba bantu tubalwite lushinisho mbulingo mbeshisumbu shitokiswa alime tubalwite luchafo ulo lutoyandola lwambayi tutachwali uvo.
Village headmen are devastated with the loss of their animals.
Makani ya ng'ombe atuliata ndaringo chite ng'ombe sharingo kwa na 21 unowenka mwaka ndafuisha ng'ombe shitokwa na 11 meaning pachara ng'ombe shiri 10 namwe ya kukirabu Yesu pomwitu wafuisha ng'ombe 105.
For Zanis News, I'm Catherine Sakala in Kabwe Central Province.
And our Chama District Hospital has received assorted medical equipment courtesy of World Vision Zambia. And speaking at the handover ceremony, Chama District Commissioner Yobe Goma says government will continue creating an enabling environment that allows non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and other private sector players to participate in the development of the country. Here is a report.
As its mandate in bringing primary health care closer to the community, World Vision Zambia has donated assorted medical equipment to Chama District Hospital. Chama District Commissioner officiated at the event.
Of a ceremony for medical equipment at Chama District Hospital today. Allow me to give a vote of thanks to World Vision Zambia for their efforts in improving the lives of our children here at Chama District Hospital. I'm informed that World Vision, through the support from United States partners, will implement projects in line with child protection, faith and development, water sanitation and hygiene, and later on add health, nutrition, education, livelihood, and drought response programs in 6 wards in Chama District. 2. The government, under the able leadership of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, will continue creating an enabling environment that allows for non-organization and other private sectors players to participate in the development of our country.
World Vision Zambia will work with the government through the Ministry of Health.
As World Vision, our 5 strategic goals is to contribute to the measurable, sustainable improvement for the well-being of 1,500,000 children across the whole country. That is through water, through health, child protection, livelihood, and other interventions. In addition, we as World Vision plan to contribute to the transformation of the lives of 4 million children throughout the policy strategy. To bring primary health care as close as possible to the community, World Vision will continue working with the government through the Ministry of Health and other stakeholders in the district.
District Health Director has said this gesture will improve on service delivery at the institution.
We as Chama District Hospital are referring in terms of patient service delivery. I think personally I would like to appreciate on behalf of the entire staff, would like to really appreciate for the support that you've brought in and rendered to us. Indeed, this will really improve our service delivery.
The community are grateful. Harriet Chilufia for Zanis in Chama District of Eastern Province.
Thank you for that report. And now, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Administration Christopher Simonga has challenged health practitioners in Lusaka districts to bridge the generational gaps in health service delivery. Professor Simonga says there is need for this generation of health practitioners to take a leading role in ensuring that quality health service provision does not get interrupted. Mijelo Mwemba now reports.
Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Administration, Professor Christopher Simonga, has challenged the health practitioners in Lusaka district to make remarkable impact in the health sector, even as Zambia celebrates 60 years of independence. Professor Simonga was speaking at Taj Pamosi Hotel, where he officially opened a 3-day district integrated meeting.
That 60 years is really a huge question to all of us seated in this auditorium today. What value are we going to add to national development and specifically to this sector where we are?
The development, you expect a lot of new trend in diseases as a nation. And with this new trend of diseases in the nation, it means that even the care that we were giving 60 years ago is different from what we're offering today.
The Permanent Secretary also explains the pivotal role the district integrated meeting plays in the social and human development.
The data and information that is presented during the district integrated meeting and the outcome is vital to all levels of health service delivery in planning for health needs and demands of communities, as well as for action plans formulation.
The Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu is happy with the Ministry of Health's mandate.
The Ministry of Health provides equitable access to cost-effective quality health services as close to the family as possible. This mandate aligns with the UPND government's manifesto and resonates well with the 8th National Development Plan.
Meanwhile, Lusaka District Health Director Dr. Astrida Maseka says the district has made remarkable progress in the health service delivery.
We've now been, I can say, maybe over 25 days of zero record of cholera, meaning no cholera recorded in the district, which is a great milestone. One of the milestones also that we've achieved besides the cholera is that no woman dies, but we've actually done well. We're coming from where we're at 726. We dropped to about 200 and something, and now the aim is to ensure that we are at 100 deaths per 100,000 women that deliver.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now in Southern Province, Minister of Tourism Lord Nisikumba has launched the training facility for wildlife rangers in the Kavango-Zambezi Trans-Frontier Conservation Area. And Mr. Sikumba says most protected areas in Southern Africa do not have adequate number of wildlife rangers to effectively police their protected area network. He explained that apart from providing training, the rangers will also be provided with equipment to ease their work on transboundary management. He was speaking last night at the launch of the training facility in Livingstone, where he highlighted that the training will help CASA realize its vision to establish a world-class trans-frontier conservation and tourism destination area.
We are launching a program that will allow us to train a number of rangers who, quote unquote, will be in charge to protect this mind the wildlife training schools. The rangers and the managers who will be chosen to participate in this outstanding program to ensure that they undertake the training and use the resources prudently to attain the overall goal of this program. A lot of resources has been put through to engage in this program, and thank you so much to our sponsors, our partners, KFW, our partners, IUCN.
Natural treasures that need attention, need care, need conservation, and need in particular dedicated people and skilled people. And so we are really delighted as KFW playing a good part in supporting that and shaping this program. We firmly believe that people that can be trained in the new program are at the core of transfrontier corporations and in the end key for success.
Looking at some of the needs that we have in CASA related to evolving and emerging needs to combat wildlife crimes, needs related to the field management in terms of communication skills, ICTs, and the use of technology given the evolving sophistication of wildlife crime syndicates.
And now the 2024 CASA Tourism Summit is underway in Livingstone District in Southern Province, with various technical committees consisting of members from the 5 countries discussing a wide range of topics, including the Elephant Survey Report, which was conducted in 2022. In 2011, Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia and Zimbabwe signed a treaty to create world-class tourism in the CASA region. Sheila Masua is at the summit and now gives us the details.
The 2024 CASA Tourism Summit is underway discussing regional integration that supports tourism. During the sidelines of the summit, technical committees discussed a wide range of topics. Among them included the 2022 Elephant Survey Report, which revealed a stable population of elephants.
The key findings were an estimated elephant population of 227,900 elephants. We also found that there was elevated mortality, which is evidenced by a high carcass ratio. So we have estimated a carcass ratio of over 10% for the CASA elephant population.
And WWF CASA Transboundary leader called for the need to enhance the value of elephants among communities.
When you look at the CASA landscape, we look at this elephant population. We're looking at Africa's largest and the world's largest elephant population sitting right here in CASA. So this is an unprecedented achievement for these 5 countries to have delivered on this. So we're looking at this as a potential it's a scientific breakthrough in the sense that there was a synchronized aerial survey, that we can come out with a single figure for the elephant population in CASA.
Other experts also suggested for the need to secure wildlife dispersal areas.
As well as the elephant population has remained stable,
We have seen the number of settlements and human population, cattle, goats, shots, you name it, has really gone up. So there's competing claims for the same habitat. The habitat is not expanding, the habitat has remained the same, yet the human footprint has gone up. Which points to, and this what we are experiencing across the landscapes where we work, but also reported by other member states, that human-wildlife conflict is now a really, I think, top priority conservation concern.
Sheila Maswa reporting for Zanis in Livingston.
And now, in education news, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has called for locally developed solutions to address Zambia's challenges through the use of local resources in fostering sustainable development. And speaking at the commissioning of the Zambia Research and Education Network office building at the University of Zambia, Mr. Siyakalima emphasized the critical role of homegrown initiatives in driving progress. Mr. Siyakalima lauded Zamren's accomplishments in constructing the first national research and education network building in Africa using internally generated resources. The minister added that the new facility is set to enhance the research environment for member institutions and contribute to the university's infrastructure. As an advocate for digital transformation, Mr. Siyakalima expressed pleasure for the services Zamren provides, emphasizing that education must transcend physical classrooms. And Zamren board chairperson Mundia Muya says the construction of the building cost 29 million kwacha.
4 weeks ago, I was here to check around where Zamren was housed in the School of Education, and then they brought me here. I couldn't afford to smile. Usually I don't easily smile. But what Zamren has done is commendable. African problems will be sorted by Africans. That is what we must carry. And Zamren, you are at the competitive age to research, and that is applied research, to find solutions to many problems that we're encountered with as Africa. Forget about those artificial boundaries. And I'm glad that we are now competitive in terms of digital divide. Africa lagged behind the agrarian revolution, lagged behind the industrial revolution. But I think we are now catching up with the digital revolution.
With this new office building, Zamren is poised to increase its workforce, creating employment for our youth, as well as opportunities for innovators to develop apps, not only for Zambia, but the whole world, utilizing an innovation hub which has been created in the building with all the computing facilities for young innovators. The building also has a training room which is available to member institutions of Zamren for use on first-come basis. The name of the building is the Zamren House, and the total cost for putting up this facility is 29 million kwacha. Member institutions financed Zamren House, and there was no bank loan or external assistance or donations.
The Wounded Alliance will continue to support and work hand in hand with Zamren as it achieves new heights. With the new building, the Wounded Alliance will lobby the content providers such as the Amazon Web Access to bring their servers here so that learners and researchers can have fast connection to content. We will also increase our cloud services to be hosted by Zamren.
And finally, in the news, Kalomo District Health Director Mishek Mukanzu is concerned with the rising number of teenage pregnancies, which currently stand at 983 reported in the first quarter of this year. And the Zambia Flying Doctor Service Senior Medical Officer Tendai Mwemba has called for the increased stakeholder support to address this vice. More in this report.
Despite various interventions to curb this vice, teenage pregnancy remains a daunting issue in rural communities in the country. Here in Kandazovu community in Kalomo district, the rising number of teenage pregnancies is also an issue of concern to health workers from the Zambia Flying Doctor Service who are in the area to offer various medical services.
We have noted with concern on these outreaches the high number of expectant teenage mothers. It's a huge worry for us because we see the challenges that come up with teenage pregnancies. We see that it brings about a risk of a lot of preterm deliveries. We are calling upon the traditional leaders, all the stakeholders involved, our teachers, our head teachers. We need to work together as a team so that we can come up with these interventions. It's very, very important that we are aggressive in talking about the dangers of teenage pregnancies.
Kalomo district health officials are equally concerned with the rise in teenage pregnancies in the district.
As of Q1, we've had about 983 teenage pregnancies. The major problems that we tend to have when a child comes underage and they are pregnant is that there are a lot of complications, starting from antenatal, postnatal, and during delivery. So one of the biggest challenges that we tend to have is that we tend to have what we call cephalopopic disproportion. So we find that the child is bigger than the passage. So what we tend to have is that we have a high rate of seizure cases that we're doing. So we're taking most of these children to theater to operate on them.
The local leadership is aware of the extent of the problem in this community.
So to amasima buku abagambo nitu abakala tubajana kuti ibana bazimbi chiba pakumita umwi kusunda kumita kuli kusunda pe mapenzi kamba kanza inje dembuli ngabona so twalumba maningi kuti implement ilitupete free education free education itenda kuti tuimeleze kubana basimbi ukutegwa nchiba chita balege
Liseli Simusole, Zanis, Kalomo District, Southern Province.
Thank you for that report. Indeed, more interventions needs to be undertaken in order to fight teenage pregnancies. Now that brings us to the end of the news. We look at the top stories that made the headlines. President Hichilema graces Caminix exposition. Kenyan company to put up hydropower station in Lunta districts. Tick-borne disease breaks out in Chivombo district. Plus 2024 Kaza Tourism Summit underway in Livingstone. Now, on behalf of the entire production crew here at Zanis, thank you so much for being with us. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been Imelda Mulea. Stay tuned.